So, that's a pretty funny looking rust store. I mean that in a positive way. Because a lot of the skins you see here, they waited like years to be accepted. If you weren't fully well aware, in 2 weeks' time, we have the Complete the Sets rust store. And I think this was like a sort of pre-preparation for that. Because, yeah, we got some pretty cool looking collection continuations. Some of these skins have waited like 7 years to be accepted. So, yeah, wow. And by all means, comment below, out of all these skins, which happens to be your most favourite. But I've had a few people turn up to me today as I'm streaming. I was taking part in the You Trust charity event. They said, I saved my wallet this week. What? Are you kidding me? These? Not buying these? We're having a bit of a dramatic start, but I will sit here and say, I do believe there's a lot of interesting, there's a lot of interesting things here. And if you just want to skip ahead to my personal conclusion, what I personally believe are the best investments for the week, just look at the description. You'll see all the chapters. If you scroll down to the bottom where the conclusion chapter is, all right? I'm going to sit here, yap about all these skins, figure out all the nice justifications, all the nice positives, because I'm not joking, there's actually quite a lot of interesting things here, and I think you could walk away with some pretty interesting potential investments, and further on, some pretty sweet, delicious profit. So, okay, well, I warned you, there'll be quite a lot of yapping. So, yes, as of now, the rust store rotated about 3 hours ago, almost. It was fairly late, 10:30 at night in the UK. And if I could switch over to here, yep, there you go. That is micro522.com. And I'm not joking, a lot of these skins, they waited a long time to be accepted. So their upvote to downvote ratios are pretty good, and it definitely varies for how many votes those skins had. Wow. So, yeah, that waited 7 years to be accepted. And I got to, look at it. A lot of people are going to have fun with that. So, all right, cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at the current store. Quick refresh, and there you go. So, currently in the lead at the moment is the Space Station Electric Furnace, followed by the Thundergold Tactical Gloves, all the way down to the Señor Tomato Thompson and the old Pirate Pump Shotgun. If I could just quickly point out of all these skins, the Señor Tomato Thompson, the old Pirate Pump Shotgun Blair, and the toy Salvage Axe, those three are not abnormal, which means we have a lot to chase after next week. Yes, indeed we do, okay? And you might notice the abnormals of the skins more specifically that are interesting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through all the skins, just have a nice little yapping session, discussing the nice positives about them, and we'll consider all of that when we consider what potentially are the actual best investments for the week. Space Station Electric Furnace. Now, I will confirm this. What you see here is not part of like a large space themed set. So you might recall we've had the Space Station Barbecue. Only these two are part of the same collection. But you're going to probably sit there and say, but hang on a minute, didn't we have like those interesting doors in the past? Yes, we did. But they're not part of the same collection. They're the same themes. They all look very nice with the brand new Space Station building skin. Yes. But they're not all the same set. But you know what? I think a lot of people just don't care. They see a space-themed skin and they buy. All of these space-themed skins are doing very nice at the moment. And that's a trend I've been noticing for quite some time. So I'm looking at this and I'm immediately thinking, okay, well, this could be different. Because, of course, with all the recent electric furnaces, but to be honest with you, that's still holding up quite nicely. We do have a very special DLC one on the horizon as well. We've got to be aware of that. Industrial DLC pack should be expected next week with the June Force Wipe. As of now, No Mercy is selling okay. Overall, that didn't sell that much. These two did, though. They sold a lot. But you, Space Station, how much are you going to sell? I can't answer that right now, can I? But I kind of wouldn't be surprised. Sorry about that. I kind of wouldn't be surprised if this does sell more than the No Mercy electric furnace. Rough estimate, I'm expecting it to go over 20,000 at the very least. Could you go even further? For what it is, it's a perfectly fine looking design. And by all means, watch my rust rotation video to get a much better look at it. But when you see it in game, it's not like super bright and super colourful. But again, it pairs up nicely with all the other space-themed deplorable skins we've had so far. And that's where I think most people are going to care. Now, if that trend continues, by default, I have to look at that with positivity. When we had the barbecues, I kind of didn't really care that much for them. We had some cool looking designs. All right, with all due respect, they were pretty nice. But this right here, seeing this almost double in price. I mean, okay, you got like the cool looking, like glow in the dark panel there and whatnot. But you know, I saw cooler. I saw more interesting. Now, not to sound mean, they have to match up with the space station building skin. And personally, I think that was a crux to it in terms of the potential creativity they could have had. But that doesn't matter because, you know, people like it because it matches up and, you know, that's doing good. So anyway, what do you mean, Hedge? I think people are only liking it because, again, it's a space theme skin. And I just can't help but assume that's going to get a big boost because of it. I don't think we're going to see another space theme electrical furnace anytime soon. In fact, that might be the only one ever. Don't you think people might happen to like that then? So the only concern is, do we end up like a No Mercy skin in terms of sales? Or do we end up like a neon electric furnace? Or maybe in between like these two. Maybe we end up at around 25,000 subscribers. That'd be fine. Wouldn't be too ridiculous, but it still would be quite a lot. And if we do see more and more and more and more electric furnace skins being accepted, considering it's the brand new Skinnable, okay, that would be concerning then, wouldn't it? Yes. So, okay. As of now, I look at it with positivity, but I want to see the first 24 hours of sales. Then I could probably get a good idea how much it's likely to sell by next Thursday. And then, of course, next Wednesday, when we do the abnormal barders, I want to see how many sales have happened then, and I'll consider what prices I might want to offer, and then do the barders. So, all right, cool. You get the idea. What do you reckon? Again, listen, not every single skin has to be an investment. You can simply buy a skin because you happen to like it. Buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creators, keep them nice and motivated to keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future. You get the idea. So keep an eye on the workshop this weekend. Actually, no, you can't. You can't, because it's supposed to be a break this weekend. I'm sure many of you are fully well aware. I mean, I've said it already today. Complete the Sets is on the horizon. Skin creators are supposed to take a week off this week. June 4 swipe is still going to be perfectly fine. We've seen a lot of submissions over the past like 2 or so weeks, so there's plenty to pick from. Or then again, it could be late picks again. But second week of June, yes, complete the sets. What could potentially be accepted? We'll just have to wait and see. Again, I've already made a video talking about complete the sets. I uploaded it just this past weekend. Consider giving that a good watch. So, right, cool. So, back over to here. Is that white camouflage? Yes. Do I need to say anything else? Really? Oh, look, some white tactical gloves. I wonder if people want to have white clothing and armor. I wonder if people want to have white clothing and armor. It's not like I don't have people constantly asking for camouflage skins all the time. So, you have your answer. You know this is going to work out nicely. My only concern is, does it match up to the sales of all the other Thundergold clothing and armor? On average, well, let's just get a good look here. The tier 3, that did about 20,000 subscribers. Yep. The tier 2, that did about 18 to 20,000 subscribers. So it does line up quite nicely. Boots and gloves, fairly similar. But all of that is perfectly in the positive. If only we get hoodie and pants. If only. Anyway. If those tactical gloves are somewhat close to around 20,000 subscribers, all right, that's fine. If they sell less, well, that'll probably do even better. So, I won't be surprised if these do work out very, very nicely. But the smart thing to do is always just wait it out, okay? Wait it out until at the very least Wednesday night. Look at the sales then and consider, is this actually going to line up with the rest of the set? And even then, let's say this did 25,000 subscribers. I would probably still look at that as, you know, with positivity. Might have a few problems initially. Again, everything is expected to suffer once we reach around October time. But after that, post-Christmas, I will not be surprised in the slightest if in about half a year's time you're doing good, right? But that's not for another half a year's time. So anyway, focusing that, yeah, it's got a collection behind it. It might not be a fully complete collection, but it is a whiteout alternative option. And it is a lot more affordable and approachable compared to that. Now, if I could also just take a look at all the tactical gloves we've seen so far, some of you might be sitting there and saying, but Hedge, didn't we have the Trust and Rust tactical gloves? True, yes, you did. All of you got that for absolutely free. But that's got like black portions on it as well. You know, you see the same thing basically in No Mercy tactical gloves. You don't really see it on here. So I'm led to believe a lot of people will be appreciating this. But then some people are probably going to bring up, well, what do we see whiteout tactical gloves? I'm not going to rule out the possibility. I will confirm to you they do exist. And by the way, say hello to the brand new style of the Rust Workshop. That's how it looks like now. So get used to it. Sorry to say, yes, whiteout tactical gloves do exist. Will they ever be accepted? Don't know. It will be so typical of Face Punch if they accepted these for complete the sets. People wouldn't be upset, but wow, imagine if they did that just 2 weeks after Thundergold. That'd be upsetting, wouldn't it? So honestly, it's literally only this that could cause potential problems. So not sure if that were ever to happen, but Face Punch is usually very, very scared to accept camouflage skins. Boots and gloves seem to be okay. That's fine, I'll take it. But those right there, honestly, I think a lot of people are going to be quite happy with them in the further future and whatnot, so blah, blah, blah. I'm positive. Runway Rug. I think a lot of people will be taking a liking to this. First of all, it's a glow-in-the-dark rug. Typically, glow-in-the-dark rugs, they are appreciated. Now, the somewhat recent volcanic rug, you still have some climbing up to do, but you're not that far off. If I were to look at non-holiday rugs that glow in the dark, honestly, it's quite a surprise to say we don't have that many of them. In fact, we don't really have that many options that are marketable specifically as well. I should have said that as well, because we've had like some interesting designs that glow, but they're not marketable and tradable. Rug from Hell, you're a Halloween skin, but you don't look super Halloween-y. Anyway, that's in the positive. I should mention that the Panamanian rug, yep, that glows in the dark, that's doing very well for itself. Shadowborn, it's basically evens. Respawn Allegory Fresco, that's perfectly in the positive. That's a Christmas theme skins. So honestly, they're doing pretty good. Now this right here, just the gimmick of it, just the silliness of it. Like, I wanted to really get that point across to all of you, because imagine the stupid things you can do with this. You could put that on the floor, you could put that outside your base, like, you could make some very crude messages. Yes, some very, very crude messages. And, you know, put it on a sign, put the arrows there, people can't miss it. It's eye-catching, it brings attention to something. I think a lot of people are going to make great use of that. I think for the possible stupid things you could do with it could lead to it working out quite nicely, but also the fact that it's useful, it glows in the dark. What stupid things do you reckon you could come up with that? And just to repeat, yep, that waited since May 2019 to finally be accepted. It's the third best-selling skin so far. And as you'll notice, it does glow quite nicely. Not insanely, but nicely. How much are you going to sell by next Wednesday? How much will we offer for you on Wednesday night? I'm curious. I'm interested. I think that's got some pretty good potential behind it. Now we have an Apotheosis of War skin. It is the fourth to be accepted, and I wouldn't be surprised if these start getting bought out. There was 2 versions of the fridge, and I will sit here and say I'm happy this was the one that was accepted. The other one was a bit, oof. I mean, if you know, you know. Yeah, it seems they've removed the previous ones. That's fine. That's cool. So, sweet. Awesome. I certainly hope we get another one after this as well. And can I just point out the sheet metal double door with the sick jump? What do you mean, Hedge? He wanted to do something different with his sheet metal double door, so he just added a guy doing a jump on a bike. It was sick though. It's cool. So anyway, so all right then, let's see if we see a sequel after this. But the more the merrier. The more deplorables, the better. $3, and it's already got 1,500. $3, and it's the 4th best-selling skin so far. But again, you're probably going to get a much clearer picture about 12 hours in, more specifically when Europe is awake and whatnot, when more people are active. I will sit here and say, at $3, there could be some challenges. There could be some problems because it's got more to try and keep up. And unfortunately, that can lead to some issues. But Apotheosis of War, I mean, they had the $3.50 bed. Look at that now. It was a lot better off when this appeared, of course. But now this has appeared. And SEMM doesn't update itself very nicely. Let's just refresh here, make sure we're more up to date on this side. Oh, look, that's been bought out. Yep, starting to improve. Okay, well, there you go. We're starting to see it climbing up. So the more we see, the better. Could that happen? Well, I can confirm to you, based on what you just saw, the skin creator is committed. They want to keep making more things. What would you like to see being made next? What random deplorable would be very cool? That's a good question. Well, at the very least, you could keep an eye on a workshop over the course of the next few weeks. Just not this upcoming weekend. Because, of course, we have complete the sets. We got a week off. Yay! So, all right. Understandable. I will confirm to you, though, so far this year, it's been a lot more quieter in regards to fridges. So at this point, as of so let me just quickly remind myself. By this point last year, didn't we have at least almost 10 fridges already? So far this year, we've only got 3. And to be honest with you, a lack of have definitely helped them out. This hasn't crashed and burned. This is actually doing A-OK. And you, with the barbed wire and everything, I mean, I think people are going to be appreciating you. And I think we will see more Apotheosis of War. So, I'm just going to sit here and say I'm going to wait till next Wednesday. Of course I am. I'm going to keep an eye on the sales. With all due respect, that is the smartest way to approach it. But what deplorable could be made next? Feel free to comment below. Offer your ideas. Popstar Large Backpack. Okay. I mean, I remember when this was submitted because it was over a year ago. Yeah. I was like, oh, dang, we could have had a super colourful design. You might notice the design of her is different. Again, with the older skins. If you look at the more recent ones, the skin creator updated her and changed the design. Anyway, hey, it's vintage. It's quality, okay? Anyway, a bright and colourful backpack. Who could be upset with that? There's going to be a lot of people upset with it. I know there will be. They're not happy, all right? They're not happy like us, the Popstar enjoyers. Well, anyway, let's go take a look at the collection. And, oh, look, the positivity is back. Some of the skins did drop off. That is a shame. But, oh, well, you're doing good. And you're doing good. And, well, you could be doing better. Let's be real here. I did buy 100 of these, if I can recall. It's not terrible, but, well, kind of need to see even more acceptances. And, of course, if we see that electric furnace, maybe it might be even better. But, when we go through positives in the future, positive times, good times, I do believe all of those skins will bounce up again. It's just that we've seen so much positivity for Popstars of recent, what with 5 skin acceptances over the course of 2 months. Maybe it's already peaked this year, but it doesn't mean it won't go up even higher next year and the year after that. And it doesn't mean we won't be seeing any more Popstar skins. Now, to see that as the 5th best selling skin so far, that's fine. Does it count as clothing and armor? Could we ever see the tier 3? Maybe they're going to save it for the second week of June for complete sets. Ooh. I'm kind of under the impression maybe he needs to do a second version of this without the eyes. Maybe that might be the way to go about it. Maybe. We'll see what becomes of that. But anyway, it has suddenly got 5 acceptances. The collection grows. There is a lot of positivity there. The sales are good. People do appreciate it, like it. They support it. I think that actually might work out quite nicely. But again, I need to keep an eye on the sales. Backpacks as of recent have actually started to improve and climb back up again. If you looked at the backpacks last year, we saw a ridiculous amount of them, as you might notice. Back then, they were performing pretty badly. But a year later, I'm seeing so much positivity now. So, okay, we'll see what becomes of that. But, yeah, got to keep an eye on it. You can't just assume everything's going to be A-OK. Inevitably, October 2026, it will be the autumn-fall seasonal dip, and you will see some negativity happen all over again. But after that, post-Christmas, wow. So, right, cool. Abyss SKS. So, with all due respect, Abyss weapon skins have actually performed quite nicely. You will see some pretty positive things. I don't think there's anything that could save an L96. MP5's doing quite alright. The tools are performing better compared to most other tool skins, but they're still down in price. Jackhammer's gone down slightly. That's a shame. But then again, it's focused item of the month, blah, blah, blah. Popstar appeared after you as well, if I can recall. And now we have an SKS. So how are the SKS skins doing so far this year? That's in the positive? What? Really? That one? Oh, did someone buy you out? I might have to look into that. Redemption SKS is also doing very nice. But can I just give you a heads up? It's been announced so I can mention it. If I could just, remember this? So it's been confirmed that this is a kick drop that'll be given away between June 11 to the 21st, I believe. If I could just quickly navigate over to here, I see Welyn has posted his brand new Salvage Axe, which looks very cool. It's June 11th to the 21st. Okay, well, there you go. By the way, look at that. That looks amazing. Anyway, back to here. This white transparent aim sight SKS is going to be given away for absolutely free. Do you feel the need to buy the Abyss SKS if this is going to be given away fairly soon? For free? For free? You don't have to spend $3 on this. No. You can get it for free. Well, good question. Good question. Yes. So I repeat, $3 or free? Which do you prefer? Now, again, it's not the fault of the skin creator. If anything, lucky you, Little Range got... No, it's confusion. Oh, no. Not that. This. Sorry. Little Ranger, 2 skins this week. Props to him. But, yeah, keep an eye on that. Maybe when people realise that the sales will slow down. And you know what? A lack of sales could definitely make things a lot more appetising. That's why I felt pretty interested in the Mutagen Custom SMG. It's sold far too little. It's got a transparent aim sight. That's pretty special. I know it's a custom SMG, but people still appreciate a transparent aim sight custom SMG. So if this does slow down, if it doesn't sell that much by next Wednesday, I think I might be going on pretty strong with that with a decent buy order. But again, you got to wait. Free skins. No way. Is that also his sword? Really? You got free? Well, that waited like 6 years to be accepted, so... Hey, what are you going to do? But wow, I got 6. Free, whatever. Hedge, what numbers are you saying? So, best SKS. That definitely is a situation where you might want to just sit and wait, keep an eye on it. Of course, when I do the abnormal barders, I'll be sitting here and questioning everything, and I'll say it very loudly to all of you, so you could just wait till then if you want to. But again, if you like it, go ahead, buy it. Appreciate it. Harbour Seal Sleeping Bag. A perfectly comfy, goofy, silly-looking skin. And you might notice people have been appreciated the seal skins for quite some time now. Even the Sheepman Adora is recovering. So, okay, that's pretty sweet. That's nice to see. I'm happy for it. What happens next, though? I actually went ahead and actually asked, can we get a bed now? Can we get a bed now, please? Now it's time for a bed. Give it. Yes. Oh, look at Frankie. He's been waiting, hasn't he? Anyway, back over to here. It's fine for what it is. It doesn't glow in the dark or anything. I'm not sure if too many people are going to get attached to it, but the lack of sales it could potentially have could make it interesting. Sleeper bag so far this year? Well, just over 10,600, just over 20,000, 12,500. I'm not sure if you're going to match up to these. We'll keep an eye on you. We'll see how it goes. But that is a comfy looking design. And if the other Harbour Seal skins have worked out nicely, with all due respect, I'd have to respect that as well. I think that could work. So, all right, cool. We'll leave it be. Let's see if that works out. Dread Sword, Salvage Sword. It's a cool looking skin. Again, consider watching my Rust Rotation video to get a much better look at it. That looks nice. That was made back in 2020, or rather, it was most likely made in 2019, New Year's. Alright, anyway, moving on. Looks cool, looks nice, but people don't seem to appreciate salvage swords. No. Older ones maybe, not the recent ones. I'm very sorry to say, I don't expect much from this because it's a salvage sword. Not for what the skin is, it's because it's a salvage sword skin. That's why. People don't seem to appreciate them. It's obvious to see. So, awkward. Very awkward. Alternatively, we have Little Ranger's Toy Salvage Axe. So this was actually somewhat recent. If I can recall, it was like a month or so ago. Yep. That right there. Could we potentially see... Oh, I was hoping that the response was from him. Anyway, ice pick, please. Well, actually, we'll confirm to you the first ever pair of salvage tools is Welyn skins. If Welyn's going to get a Salvage Axe, he's already had an ice pick. Props to him. Maybe Little Ranger could try and sneak in and get an ice pick made just in time. We'll see, but I don't think that'll happen. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a shot, though. You know, will he give that a shot? Could we see an ice pick in the future? Could we have the first marketable salvage tools as a combination? That'd be sweet. That'd be cool. But props to him. What collection are they going to work on next? Because you got got that right there. Got that right there. We'll see, right? You got a lot of collections. But what will you work on next? They're juggling. They're juggling collections. You might not see another toy skin for a while. Who knows? But you're not going to see it this weekend. So keep an eye on it. Next week, the week after that, the week after that. I'm not sure what's next. But they could probably go ahead and make a Dread sequel. An Abyss sequel. A toy sequel. They could go back to Rainbow Pony. I've got no idea. But Salvaged Axes, let's also bring that up. Ice Cold Salvaged Axe is still doing very nicely. Props to that skin creator. Primal dropped off, that's a shame. We got a Twitch drop. Mecha Axe. I still believe if we got like an ice pick for all of these, they'd actually work out nicely. So I'm going to hope for the ice pick at some point in the future. That is a very distinct, colourful design. I wouldn't be surprised if people appreciate it. But I think the ice pick would give it a very nice boost. To be honest with you, not the most confident with it. But again, if you saw that and thought, wow, that's goofy, that's silly, I need that. Fine, you can appreciate it. But I don't think we're going to see any boosts until we possibly see a collection continuation. And when is that going to happen? Because again, how many collections is Little Ranger juggling? It's quite a lot. So, right, we'll see how that goes. Nuke Vibe Large Box. I will sit here and say I am a Nuke Vibe enjoyer. I appreciate it for what it is. It's got a weird, eerie horror to it. Yes, I mean, Hedge, he's got like no lips. It's scary. Come on now. Anyway, no skin, nothing. Just all he sees is horrors. Horrors because his eyes are covered as well. Anyway, it's very straightforward with Nuke Vibe because all you got to do is just look at that and go, oh. Yeah, with all due respect, that SAR's doing a little bit better. So, all right, props to you, but oh. Actually, you have improved. You're almost back to Rustore price. Okay, Fridge, props to you. I'm happy to see that. But yeah, the majority of that's in the red, in the negative. Don't be surprised if this also goes down in price. I'd like for it to improve and do better in the future. And you know what? If it doesn't sell that much, okay, well, maybe. So, will it have a lack of sales by next Wednesday? That is abnormal, so we will chase after it. But if it's got like 10,000 subscribers, I guess I won't be so thrilled. If that's got like 7,000 subscribers, okay, I might be a bit interested. So we'll see what becomes of it. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, people don't seem to appreciate the whole collection. Face Punch does. It keeps getting acceptances. So, all right, cool. You know what? If all of these skins here are going to get a lot of attention, I think we might have a bit of a dark horse investment this week. Can I just point out, Thompsons in general, they actually tend to work out quite all right. People do appreciate a good looking Thompson. Take a look at this year so far. Oh. If I look at last year, though, I will point out, but Señor Tomato, are you a Señor Tomato enjoyer? Do you like the face that stares into the void? Anyway, yeah, with a sheer lack of listings on the Steam market, we actually tend to see these go up in price with just a brand, like a random new skin being accepted. So if I go over to here, this seems to be a bit more up to date. Yeah, quite a lot of positivity. Interesting. But both the weapons, there were recent acceptances. They have not been performing very nicely. A bright red, goofy design, and again, consider watching my rust rotation video to get a good look at it. I think that actually might work out alright. Like, this is the second lowest selling skin so far. And I don't think many people would actually be upset with it. It's a goofy design. You got the face right there. Hey, I think that actually might work out quite nicely. Like a Thompson that still has like a decent fan base, I guess I'll say. It hasn't sold that much. I mean, that's still a recipe for success. If it doesn't sell that much, if we potentially see a situation much like last week with the Mutagen Custom SMG, although they did have a transparent aim sight, in general, though, people don't seem to appreciate the weapon itself. But I just couldn't take my eyes away from the recent transparent aim sight designs that are all in the positive. With so much positivity I see with the Cinder Tomato set, it's kind of got me hooked, but the weapons are not in the positive. So, okay, we'll keep an eye on the sales. If it's low, I'd be more interested. They should shoot tomatoes. Look, if they did that, they'd sell like crazy. You know they would. Shooting ketchup at windows and whatnot. In your eyes. Anyway, yeah, keep an eye on it. I think that might be a sneaky thing that'll just work out nicely because there's hardly any of them that sold. We'll see. Old Pirate Pump Shotgun. This does look nice. I'm not sure if it's to everyone's taste, and we have just seen a lot of Pump Shotgun skins being accepted. Personally, I was hoping for the water pipe. If we got the water pipe, that would have been a completely different story. I would have been all over it. But no, we hardly see any water pipe skins ever being accepted. Like, if they accepted that today, I'd have been very, very, very positive. But Pump Shotgun, as I said, we've already seen quite a lot of this already. So let's just close that. Let's go take a look at the recent Pump Shotguns we got. Heat Seeker went down. Damn. Slightly. Not dramatically down bad, but it has... Yeah, it's gone down a bit. Even Popstar, although this might have changed recently considering the new skin. We have seen quite a lot of them. For something that doesn't normally get that many acceptances. Yeah. So, hey, you know what? Maybe it won't sell that much then. You know what? That might be better. Are you going to even reach 10,000? Or will you be lower than that? And if that's the case, okay. That would be a little bit different then. That would make it a little bit more interesting. So, of course, next Wednesday, I'll be looking at all the skins. Of course, I'll talk about the abnormals first. But when we sit down and talk about these regular skins, honestly, I think they might be pretty interesting to talk about. Because it's the issue of these only become marketable when the rust rotates. And we are expecting it to be early. So at the very least, we are going to be prepared for such a thing like that. You've got a race to get those barters and everything. Like, maybe it might just be easier to just make some purchases. But again, we've got to see the sales by next Wednesday. So keep an eye on these things. These are going to soak up all the attention. But these might get neglected, but then could work out quite nicely, alright? So, alright, cool, awesome. So that's all the yapping in regards to the skins. Let me just talk about the other things here as well. So, if you aren't fully all aware, everything's lining up that the Industrial DLC should be the brand new special DLC for next month. June Force Wipe. And it's also looking as if... I don't know 100%. We'll get confirmation if you keep an eye on the Playrust Twitter. I think the brand new player models are coming next week as well. I'm not 100% sure on that. What I am sure about is a brand new weapon being added. So I'm sure you've seen Mr. Protox's brand new video. As you notice over to here, an M16 is on the horizon. Not sure if that's being added next week as well. Still needs to be worked on. Maybe it's been saved for July. Okay, we'll see what becomes of that. But yeah, an M16 is coming, and it's a completely separate, unique weapon that could become skinnable in the future. Ooh. Well, that's looking pretty sweet. That's looking pretty interesting. So yes, brand new weapons being worked on. But anything else being addressed? Well, I will point this out as well from Mr. Protox. He noticed some interesting things being mentioned. So again, keep an eye on Protox on Twitter. He'll keep you informed of all the brand new content that could be added fairly soon. Oh, there you go. He's got the Salvage Axe there. But if I could find that tweet where you mentioned 3 different sets for potential things that might be added. There we go. Could this be something in relation to the proposed Battle Pass? Bandit DLC? Cobalt DLC? Bradley DLC? Are those factions? Bandits, Cobalt Scientists, and Bradley Army? Maybe. But, okay, if there were to be a battle pass, if it was just cosmetic, would you be alright with that? That's a big discussion. Maybe we'll get round to making a video like that. But it's all just theoretical. We don't know what that is. Nothing's been confirmed. Until Facepunch quite literally announce things, all we can do is just guess. But that is interesting. What is that for? Or for 1 month, are we going to get like 3 different DLC packs? I don't know. We'll see. So, alright, cool. Understandable. As I've already stated, kick drops are starting to be revealed. We know of Coco's, Recoy, Welyn, of course, Spoon Kid. We know of quite a decent amount. I will sit here and say, a lot of you are just going to sit there and say, look at SCMM. Okay? I'm aware. I can't show off the skins until they've actually been revealed by the people who have them. That's like a new rule put in place. As much as I'd like to go ahead and showcase, I've got to wait. Now, I know, of course, I've showcased the SKS here. So, back over to here. Yeah, I actually showed that off like over a month ago because I was questioning, guys, do you see this transparent aim sight SKS? What's this doing here? Why is this here? Because Recoy and Dinzito would not get a Twitch drop. They would not get a submission made. They don't submit skins to be in contention to have a drop. They get skins made because they have to get a drop prepared and ready. So when I saw that, I was like, uh-oh. Over a month ago, I was questioning, could we actually see any of the skins, the SKS skins, work out nicely as investments if that's looming over the horizon, right? So that's why I brought it up again today. It's looming over the horizon. Could that be a potential problem for Abyss SKS? Because I'd have reason to believe people just want to use that instead. It's free. Okay, we get the idea. We know. And don't forget to watch Recoy and Dylan Zito between June 11th to the 21st. Now you know. So, alright, cool. Anything else to address? Well, prices are doing good. Can't complain. Playercount has Playercount. I mean, it's the end of the month. It wasn't too wacky today. But next week we expect to see some pretty good numbers. So, alright, cool. I have reason to believe kids should now start leaving school in North America. No more exams and homework and all that. Just rust. Non-stop rust. Going outside and fresh it? No, rust. So, okay, cool. Let's see if the player count picks up. Let's see if we have a splendid summer peaks. Let's see if the prices reach brand new all-time highs. I'm looking forward to it. So that'll be nice. Maybe the kickoff event might help out with that. We'll see how it goes. But I should sit here and say, go to kick.facepunch.com. Soon, all of the skins will be showcased here. And then, of course, between June 11 to the 14th is the event. June 11 to the 21st is for how long the skins drop for. There you go. All right, cool. We understand. Right then. So, I do believe that's everything. I guess we could probably mention the recent batch of skin submissions. There you go. So, yes, I do mention like the brand new kick drops here and whatnot. But everything you see here is a collection continuation. Although one garage door is a bit, all of these are in contention for next week's Rust Door. All of these are in contention for potentially being accepted in Complete the Sets. Because Complete the Sets does also accept fairly recent submissions as well. Just want to point that out. So, if you want to be aware of some interesting designs, like the B Tier 3, or, do you notice some auto turrets right there? Yeah. Next week, the first ever auto turret skin will be accepted into Rust. And let me tell you, there's quite a lot of them. And I will confirm to you, there are notable collection continuations as well. Get a good look at Forest Raiders, get a good look at Space Base, get a good look at Neon, and get a good look at No Mercy. I will link in the description right now, so scroll down, look. If I could get this by most recent, there you go. I will grab this link, I will post it in the description, and you can tell me right now, out of all these auto turrets, which one's your favourite? Which one do you want to see potentially being accepted in next week's Rust Door? Because we got some pretty cool looking designs right there. And of course, I should also point out, the focused item of the month is going to be the bolt action rifle. So if can I just like add that? So is that something I can easily add? No. Where's the bolt action rifle option? It's not there. Oh dear. Oh, no, it's right there. Oh, there it is. So do I delete? I think I might have broken it now. Yeah, okay. I'm not doing a very good job with the Rust Workshop. Well, what you've got to do then is go back over to here. Just type in Bolt, I guess. You could do that. Or you could just go back over to here, right? Look at the recent submissions. There we come on. Yeah, you're just making a bit of a mess of this. Yeah, right. So we did see 2 recent submissions, but we have seen some interesting designs in the past month or so, and we're going to see more of them for sure. All right, so cool. Bolt action rifle, focused item of the month, brand new skinnable auto turret. Right then, I'm going to sit here and give you my personal conclusion. What do I truly believe is potentially the best investment for the week? Now, to be honest with you, sales would definitely have an impact. As I've already stated, if we see ridiculous sales with this, that will lead to problems, because with it being a brand new skinnable, there will be a lot more electric furnaces on the horizon. This needs to match up to its set. This, while goofy and silly, if it sells too much, I mean, how many people want to be goofy and silly? Yeah. How many fridges are we going to see this year? How many people like anime? How many people don't like anime? I've got to sit here and say, honestly, those first 5 are probably all equal. I truly believe all 5 of those are all equal in terms of potential nice investments. My only concern with Thundergold is if it sells a little bit too much. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Thundergold would be slightly above. Thundergold would be my main. Thundergold would be my main. Yeah, main. Then the other 4. Yeah. So again, it's white camouflage. You can't deny it. I'm just kind of worried now because I put it into my head. Do I think Face Punch will turn around and accept whiteout tactical gloves for Complete the Sets 2026 in 2 weeks' time? What an evil thing to do. And I think they might do it. But if no, let's be realistic here. We haven't seen a whiteout skin in quite some time. I think that's going to be uncontested as potentially the best white tactical gloves for the foreseeable future. You can't say no to that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say buy hundreds of thousands of them, because that leads to problems. But next Wednesday, we'll look at the sales. If they are less than 20,000, I might have to go grab 200 of them. Maybe more. Rarely do I spend and buy 200 of something. Yes, they're in a very good spot. But when everybody buys lots of something and start listing at the same time, guess what? It's too many listings. It's going to struggle to actually go up in price. It might take a while, or maybe things just work out positively. Again, you look at this collection, it is in demand. Not everybody can afford whiteout. People look at Thundergold, and people look at Thundergold because it's nice and stylish as well. Okay then, fair enough. But the other ones, they're dependent on collection continuations, but I do believe the interest will be there. And with so much interest being focused on these 5, the other skins you see here, if they don't sell that much, they also can be potentially very viable as well. So I will bring up every Wednesday night, around 9 PM UK time, I do sit here, I do go through all the skins, I do consider, if you've seen the abnormal videos, that's me doing it live. So consider watching my streams on Wednesday night. Look at the description. You'll see links to all my socials. My Twitch link is right there. I will be on stream. I will be looking at all the skins. We will be discussing what potentially is looking good. Because maybe something sells ridiculously by then. Or maybe something sells hardly anything. I can change my tune. And that did happen with last week's skins. After I saw that sold hardly anything, I thought, I've got to make a move. I've got to just give it a shot. After seeing this suddenly getting so much more interest compared to the poncho, I was like, something's going on there. I better make a move. So, yeah. So, all right then. Sorry if it's a bit generalised, but it is very dependent on the sales. And Wednesday night, it's pretty easy to tell how much these are likely to sell and whatnot. So, all right, cool. So that's it then. Honestly, there could be several, skins I buy, and I might buy 50 of each and whatnot, depending if I have the funds. Yeah, we might want to start selling soon. But I've got to be patient. I've got to wait till July and August. Summer peaks. All right, fair enough then. So, are you satisfied? Or Do you feel the need to ask any other questions? You could comment below. But yeah, they're all kind of equal. It's just Thundergold's just a little bit ahead. But there is opportunity with the other skins. Abyss weapons in the past, those skins have worked out quite nicely. Not every single one, but the majority. I think if that doesn't get that many sales, that could be appreciated as time goes on along. You know, of course, with the rest of it set. I've already yapped about all this. So if you want to listen to the actual proper yapping for each individual skin, I mean, it's all chaptered. Just scroll down, look at the video. It's all in the description. So, alright, cool. That's it. That's a wrap. So thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Have a lovely weekend. And let's look forward to June 4 swipe. Let's see what interesting things we'll be added to the game next week. Catch you later. See you, goodbye.